If your wheelchair could go 45 miles an hour up a glacier, this is what it would look like. This is Iceland, and it's the most northern European country. It has stunning geysers, thrilling glaciers, and wonderful waterfalls. And it is also wheelchair accessible. Hi, I'm Kendall, your travel accessibility advisor. I've also been to over 30 different countries, and I'm here to tell you what is possible in Reykjavik, Iceland. I have a free PDF down in the description box below that will give you the name of the Snowmobile company, as well as some other sightseeing activities to do in Reykjavik, Iceland. I did the hard work for you, so you don't have to. All you need to do is click on the link in the description box down below. Now let's jump into the video. So what should you expect in downtown Reykjavik? Well, the sidewalks are actually pretty wide, with curb cuts. And from what I could tell, the streets are actually made out of pavement. And while some of the shops did have a one-step entrance, others did not. So overall, exploring downtown Reykjavik was more accessible than some of the other European cities that I went to. Goodbye, cobblestones. Pavement, here I come. But fair warning that if you travel to Iceland during the summer, daylight lasts up to 23 hours. And they say New York is the city that never sleeps. So make sure when you're traveling to Iceland, you're bringing your sleep mask with you so that you can actually get some sleep. In downtown Reykjavik, you will find colorful streets and vibrant marketplaces. In the middle, a rainbow path leads you to the Icelandic Church, Hallgrímskirkja, where in this church you can see the simplistic style that allows the architecture to speak for itself. This style was modeled after Iceland's own volcanic rocks that spew out of their volcanoes. But the church is not the only volcano-inspired thing that you'll see in downtown Reykjavik. You will also see souvenirs like this that are volcanic salts that you can actually put on your food. And while I didn't try these volcanic salts, I did try Hawaiian volcanic salt that had a bit of a smoky flavor, but I really do wish that I would have just picked up this and bought it for myself. So Iceland definitely has more than just your run-of-the-mill airport gift shop type of souvenirs. They're really special, and they have something of the Icelandic culture that you can bring with you at your home, which is the ideal souvenir. After we were done sightseeing in Reykjavik, we just had to stop at this coffee shop. One, because we have our priorities straight, and two, I mean, just look at it. How could you resist going to this coffee shop?
Lord. Oh, look where we are.
But if you want to see the nature that Iceland has to offer you, you're going to have to rent a taxi or a car. My producer and I decided to rent a car at the Reykjavik airport because that was the best option for us. But I did see a name of a taxi company that offered a wheelchair accessible options, and I'll leave that down in the PDF down below. And then headed an hour outside of the city to go see the Kautalor geothermal fields. Definitely worth it in my opinion. The contrast of feeling the cold wind that Iceland gives off, and then seeing the geysers that are spewing mist and molecules that are hundreds of degrees Fahrenheit in temperature, and then they are just going up 10-15 feet in the air, and knowing that minutes ago these molecules were just touching hot magma while you were freezing your little tushy off is fascinating to me. The great thing is that these geysers go up every 10 to 15 minutes, so you're sure to have your full experience in just a short amount of time. It's also a completely free experience, so you are not rushed. You can enjoy as much of the geysers as you want. But in my opinion, Icelandic waterfalls is where you want to spend most of your time. At this point in my travels, I've already been to 2 Icelandic cities with their own unique waterfalls. some being skinnier in frame, some being larger, but each having a soulful impact. The next waterfall that we were going to see was located in Glacier and was named the Golden Falls. As you can see, the pathways are smooth and there's handrails that you can hold on to if you'd like. And I don't know what it is about these waterfalls. Maybe it's that there's neon bright grass surrounding it, or the stones are just so gigantic and powerful, or maybe it's the rushing sound of water crashing onto the ground, but there's something so peaceful about it. It's something that I've never experienced in the United States, even though I know that the United States has great waterfalls. There's just nothing that compares to these Icelandic waterfalls. But I want to know about you. Have you ever been to a scenic place like this that just took your breath away? If so, where was it? Leave it down in the comments. I'd like to know. My relaxation, however, was about to come to a quick end as I was about to go on a snowmobile and ride on one of the tallest glaciers in Europe. Now, before I talk about my snowmobile experience, I want to set expectations. This activity is not good for people who have limited core strength, can't sit in a straddled position, or cannot transfer without the use of their wheelchair, as all of these are requirements that you need to have in order to be safe and enjoy this experience. I know that disability affects everyone differently, so I'll be leaving some alternative activities to do in the PDF below. For me, a big reason why I was able to do this activity is because I was traveling with other people, and these people assisted me to getting on the snowmobile. And because of that, I was able to do this activity. And I know that a lot of my viewers have companions that travel with them. And so I wanted to include this in the video as an option for those individuals. Also, I want to mention that I contacted Mountaineers of Iceland beforehand, and I was honest about my situation and that I would need help transferring and perhaps having more time loading on it to the bus, and they had no problem with that. And I would highly suggest that if you're someone with a disability like me, that you would contact them beforehand and be honest and upfront about your situation, and they'll make accommodations for you so that the transferring process will be easier. The meetup location was at Gullfoss, which is right next to the Golden Waterfalls, and so transportation time was very short. It was also right next to a gift shop where I found myself thoroughly entertained by the merchandise once again. Oh, and by the way, the waterfalls are free too. Sorry, editor, forgot to say that part. The waterfalls are free. When the bus arrived, I decided to put the wheelchair in the back of the rental car, but I was told that I could have also put it at the guest services area, and that would have been fine. And I was the first to board the bus, which was a great accommodation for me. I got to sit up front and not have to worry about rushing or anything like that. On your way to base camp, you're going to see your scenery drastically change from rolling green hills to volcanic landscape to snowy wonderland in a matter of 20 to 30 minutes, which is fascinating to me. When we arrived at base camp, we took a quick dance outside, enjoyed the moment, and then headed inside where we had our snow gear that was provided for us. Specifically, the snowsuit was provided, the headscarf that goes underneath the helmet was provided, and the shoe coverings were provided along with the helmet as well. And this was great, and I'm so glad that this was included in the price. These outer coverings, they did the job, but what I would recommend is that you bring an extra pair of socks so that afterwards you can change into dry socks, because you will still get a little wet. After we got our gear on, it took another 20 minutes to get to the base of the glacier. And when the bus stopped, one of the workers grabbed a snowmobile and put it at the entry of the bus, while the other worker stopped the crowds and said that I would be the first to exit. So I got a clear pathway and got to take my time exiting the bus. Didn't feel any rushed or anything like that. And I didn't even have to step on the ice. I just transferred from the step of the bus onto the snowmobile. And so thank you to these two people that helped me with my experience and giving me this accommodation. Thank you. You made this experience possible for me. After I was secured onto the snowmobile, they pushed the snowmobile away so that the others could exit. And yeah, for the most part, I felt great on my snowmobile. My only concern was that I couldn't hear the safety instructions that were being given, so I was just going to have to assume that my camera woman was not just filming but also paying attention.
Sun is shining and visibility is good, but if you do find yourself in a situation where you can't see a guide in front of you or behind you, to stop, to stay where you are, keep the snowmobile running, don't turn it off. There's a GPS tracker inside each and every one of the sleds, but it needs to be running for it to give a signal. So just hop off the sled, take some pictures, and we will notice if any of you guys are missing, we'll come back for you.
But in fairness, the guides weren't the only people that I had a difficult time understanding.
Like you're driving.
What? And off we went, and I was having the time of my life. Gliding on the glacier was like my own version of playing Mario Kart. I did have producer Shannon drive for me because I wanted to enjoy the experience as much as I could and just have the wind take me, if you will. Turn after turn, chasing my peers, occasionally having that cold water splash on me, feeling the pressure of the wind just blow past me. It was a great experience to have had, and I'm so glad that I was there. And as we got to the top of the glacier, the ice turned into snow, perfect for a snowball fight. And what is the best way to win a snowball fight, you ask? Well, it's obviously to aim at the person that handed you the snowball to begin with, because they'll never expect it. Eventually, we had to go down the glacier because our time was up. But even though our time was limited, our memories that we have together are going to last forever.
Yeah, Iceland.
That was the fastest hour of my life.
Was it? Is that better than a day at Disneyland? Be truthful. That was pretty epic.
And that's the end of this video. Subscribe to see more possibilities, and I hope to see you soon, but until next time, enjoy your journey, traveler.